Well, we're going to show them. The naysayers. We're going to show them.
69. Now it's time.
And they're going to feel stupid. I'm going to make you feel stupid.
Must do it. If we don't get drunk, insiders, this will be over.
Hey. Sup? Dig it. I got this mic for $30 in December. Hopefully it sounds better than the mic that comes on this phone, which frankly I'm not very impressed by, but it is a cheaper phone. It's the same mic that I used to record Hello Listener, the song. Well, I have a treat for you. You like treats? I know you do. You have a sweet tooth, don't you? Oh, you love... Give me treats, Julian. Oh, shucks. I just scraped my teeth together.
Whatever, don't care.
It's a grating sound. You know, when I was a teenager, I mean, like, from the time I hit puberty up until... I don't remember when I stopped. I used to eat ice. It was an anxious thing. And it had become habitual. You know, I probably stopped eating ice when I started smoking cigarettes. That happened when I was 18. Anyway, check this out. Oh, shucks. Okay, let me make sure that this oh no, y'all get back in. This bag fits too well. It fits. It's like a glove. This is the Dearborn Independent. Let's see if it could focus. Check that out. November. Wait, I don't think these are organized right. That's September 12th, and that's November 21st. I thought this was... I think this is 2026. I think they're both 2026. See, the way you find out is like this. No, it's 2025. Oh, that's why they're on top, because they're both 2025, and we're in 2026. I guess I was gonna wait until January 23rd to read this, but I'm inclined to just do it now. But these are all issues of the Dearborn Independent, which is the paper that was owned by who purchased this company and made it what it's known for? Ford. Mr. Ford. Henry, is that his name? Henry Ford. Henry Ford. I don't know what Henry means offhand, but do you know what a ford is? A ford is the low point in a river where you can cross. But anyway, let's check out this one. I've got a bunch of issues. Let's see. Wait, how many do I have? 2. Ow, hold on. Let me scratch my head. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. I have 23 of them. 23. Oh, my screen went dark. Dang it, Julian. Ugh, my phone's dying. All right, look. Let's do this. Can we just get it done already? All right. So I'm going to take you through. I'm not going to read all of it. Obviously, it's like a lot of stuff. I don't need that hat. Just casting shadows. So you open it up, and what is this? A steel ingot. That's a steel ingot? Why is it shaped that way? It looks like a boat buoy. Pillars of fire for your car. Ooh. Leaving Timken electric furnaces as a brilliant boiling liquid, Timken steel is formed into these glowing ingots about 6 feet long. From the melt to the ingot to the finished bearings, every process is performed within the Timken plants. All right, so this is January 1926. So this paper is 100 years old this year. And a couple of them are 101. The rest of these are 100 years old this year. They're all from all of these are from 1926. Maybe 2 of them are from 1927. But isn't that interesting? So here we will find this is a window into the world 100 years ago. How about that? Now, whenever you're looking at something like this, you know, be conscious of the possibility that it's propaganda. You know, you think you're just reading a paper, you're just reading about what's going on in the world. Try to be sensitive to whenever somebody is trying to influence what you think and feel. So I haven't read all this, but I'm just saying, you know, I assume y'all know what this paper is known for. If you don't, why don't you leave a comment and say, what is the paper known for? But anyway, so this is an ad for Timken. Oh, scheisse. Hold on, let me put my mic back on. Okay. Let's get on with it. The essence of this issue. Let's look at the contents. Basil King speaks of kitchen literature, exaggerating the power of money in business. That actually sounds kind of interesting. On the road to the Mandalay, sorry about the shadow. Going to sea in subsidized ships. Red Russia set stage for Black Revolution. Ooh, that's interesting. Mr. Ford's page, editorials, How They Get That Way, First Families of Chicago. The Sad Tale of a U.S. Report. Quaint china figures on cotton mantles. Ram Narayan, Dreamer of Delhi. Leading the Simple Book of Life. A Dance a Week. Waltz, rippling waves, cutting the top off a city. Yeah, every issue, this is a weekly thing, every issue teaches you a dance. Right? I'm surprised. I didn't know Henry Ford was a homosexual. Well, let's just read a little bit of this. Mr. Ford's page this week discusses the inconsistency in government treatment of agriculture and business. All right, enough of that. Let's go to page 8. I want to see what page 8 says. All right, look at this picture. Wow, dude. By Bert M. McConnell. I've never seen McConnell spelled. I've never seen any Irish name spelled M'. Red Russia set stage for Black Revolution. All right. Trigger warning. I don't know what it's going to say. The recent attempt at Chicago of white and Negro communists to convert the American Negro working man to Bolshevism and incidentally to spread communism among the colored people of the entire world, together with the fact that young men and women of the colored race are in Russia taking a 3-year course of training for the Russian diplomatic service, reveals for the first time the aims and purposes of the Red Russia where the American Negro is concerned. Holy smokes. So typically, there's a different group who is accused of, trying to influence or quote-unquote weaponize black people. Did you know that 100 years ago, as we were in the most sensitive times? What was this? This was, I guess, 20. This is 50. Wait. 80, 20. It was about 50 years after the Civil War. So, just thinking. What if Russia had a part in the Civil War? What if it's been Russia the whole time? Anyway, for several months, just the fact that, like, Russia was so quick to capitalize on the opportunity to Bolshevize black Americans makes you wonder if this was just part of a plan. For several months, how long ago did this plan commence? That is an interesting question. For several months, the Department of Justice has known that more than 100 paid communist workers have been steadily at work in the United States, and that some of them have been making a determined effort to enroll American Negro workers under the Soviet banner, with the idea of eventually staging a black revolution. No attempt was made at the American Negro Labor Congress at Chicago to hide the fact that the movement is financed and directed from Moscow. So yeah, what if... Moscow. Do y'all know... All right, shut up, Julian. In fact, it is estimated in Washington that more than $1 million a year, and we're talking about in 1926, is being spent on organizing communism in the United States. They used to be rather conservative, weren't they? The ambitious program as set forth at Chicago would have the Negro Congress under the leadership of Lovett Fort Whitman. Oh, that's funny. Look at that name. What's the name of the ambitious Soviet program? What's the name of that guy who led this program? He was, Mr. Whiteman. Mr. Lovett Fort Whiteman. That's weird. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Known as the reddest red of the Negro race. This just gets more confusing. Too many colors. I mean, on the page, in the sentence, not, I love all people. We all belong to God. Can't have too many people. I'm not with the nihilists. Do you ever feel like your wax fall from the top of your ear and land at the bottom? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by my body. This video sucks, doesn't it? Who's listening to this, dude? It's for really 13 minutes of this. I don't know. Let's see. Under the Whiteman. Oh, I'm stopping in the middle of sentences. That's why I don't know where I am. I'm gonna just take it from the top. The ambitious program as set forth at Chicago would have the Negro Congress under the leadership of Lovett Fort Whiteman, known as the reddest red of the Negro race, take the initiative in an attempt to rally the Negro races against world imperialism. Okay, so it was revealed in the declassified Martin Luther King stuff that Martin Luther King was, what's the word? All of his confidants and all his people, they were all IEWS, or I guess they weren't. They were JEWS. But communists. The point is that he was a communist puppet. And we identify communism with Jews well, not all of us, some of us who know, but we think we know, but we don't. We don't know. What do we know? Honestly, take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, what do you know? Really? Really? Hey, I'm talking to you. What do you know, really? What do you know? What the hell is Russia? Okay, but the naming of white communist workers on various committees is proof that the movement is not to be engineered and carried on by Negroes alone. It is these... It's so funny that even the Negro leader is a white man. How funny is that? It is these white communists with William Z. Foster at their head who have set about... Look up that name. What was up with that? They set about with carefully laid plans and ample funds to convince Negro workers that their economic, social, and political emancipation is only to be had by affiliating with them. Okay, so in other words, only through communism can you be free. To quote a Chicago Communist Daily, as communists, we hail this Congress as the beginning of a movement with far-reaching implications. Not merely... Hold on, let me try to merge the communist... the black and the Russian accent. I'm gonna put on the Russian accent first, and then I'll negrify it. Let's see. Oh, not merely can it be the means of starting to mobilize the Negro and workers for the struggle against the degrading restriction imposed upon them as a race, but the American workers, speaking of the common language of the country, they can... Wow, that doesn't work. That's not easy. They can become a power in the labor movement. Furthermore, they will receive training that will enable them to play an effective part in the world's mobilization of the oppressed colonial peoples against capitalism. Now, while the Bolsheviki may be back of the rebellion of the Rifts, the troubles in China, the insurrections in India, the battles in the Balkans, the labor troubles in England, and the disturbances in Germany, there is little likelihood that the Chicago powwow, with all its fiery speeches and resolutions, will have any influence whatever upon the Negroes of this country. Even if the American Negro working man were deceived by Moscow's pernicious propaganda, there would be no reason for us to lose sleep over the movement to bring the Negro worker into the Soviet fold. In the first, place, the average Negro of today is not the gullible, somewhat illiterate, and usually improvident citizen of 40 years ago. Okay, so for context, this is 50 years after the end of the war. In any communist revolution, in any general attack upon private property, the American Negro has proportionately as much to lose as the American white man. Moreover, he knows this. According to Dr. Robert R. Mouton, principal of Tuskegee Training School, the great Negro educational institution of the South, American Negroes now own real estate valued at $1,800,000. Negro insurance companies have increased their assets in 10 years from $3 million to $7,500,000, and the face value of policies in force has increased from $50 million to $250 million. 73 banks throughout the United States run by Negroes for Negroes and owned by them. That's pretty impressive. 50 years after they were enslaved. So we're talking about 1926, Negro, now talking in their terms, African Americans were owning and running, not only just owning their own businesses and doing well, they were owning and operating their own banks. 73 banks throughout the United States run by Negroes for Negroes and owned by them have combined capitalization. I'm sorry, I had to read that again in my head. I've never thought of the word capitalization in this context. They have a combined capitalization of 6,250,000, and their clearings have increased from 35 million to around 100 million. Furthermore, there are 60 Negro fraternal organizations in the country today with 1,500,000 members. They own lodge buildings and other property worth 6 million. The Negro is naturally a joiner, but no amount of clever talking is going to make communists out of millions of Negroes who own their own homes, drive their own automobiles, manage their own stores, hotels, insurance companies, theaters, and other enterprises, conduct their own colleges, and have valuable deposits in their own banks. It will be hard for a communistic agitator to fool them into taking part in an adventure in which they have everything to lose and nothing to gain. This is remarkable, because obviously this is all true. What I just read is obviously true because they weren't able to Bolshevize the blacks. And the fact that it just didn't happen, the fact that it didn't happen that way, and that they're still working at it right now, is proof that I think we've been lied to about what things were like back then. Because if it was so bad, they had the help of Russia. They could have. Russia was trying to get them to revolt, but they were like, "Nah, dude, leave us alone. Let us live in peace with our families and our great new society." To assume that Chicago communists with Moscow financial banking. Oh, look at this. Look at how weird. This article starts here. Ford's page is right in the middle. Oh my God, it's more than Ford's page. Okay, dude, look. It continues later. These are editorials. Let's just check out a couple of these, I guess. Who are we? Describing this country as the United States of homicidia to the great interest of the European press, the New York Times tells how we murdered so many persons here last year, how quick we are with the triggers, and remarks, in short, we are good killers. Who are we? The Times does not mean its own staff. The we is not the editorial... What? Where? Is not the editorial pronoun? Okay. The we is not the editorial pronoun. I don't like that. I don't like how he said that. The Times cannot mean us, for none of our acquaintances has murdered anyone. Who are we? The Times remarks that the English people do not murder, that the Scottish people do not murder, that the Australian people do not murder, but goes on to show, for example, that the Massachusetts people murder with frequency and vigor. Really? Yet there was a time when Massachusetts did not murder either. What the hell is this article talking about? That was when the majority of the people of Massachusetts compromised the same racial stocks which to this day respect human life. Ah, I see where they're going. They're a bunch of racists. That's what's going on. This was written by a racist. The American nation is not a nation of murderers, although that would seem to be implied in the Times we. Americans, entitled to the name, offspring of peoples whose souls are soil for the seeds of liberty and justice, do not murder. The Times, by its inaccurate expression, is led directly to the neglected truth of crime in this country. That is that it is largely imported, that it is not a development of degeneracy in any of the races that helped build America, but the natural custom of races that have since swarmed in. See, oh, he's talking about blacks and Chinamen. And everyone. I mean, dude, Italians. If you want to talk about who's murderers, come on. Crime in America is largely of alien origin, and a line could be drawn across Europe whose southern side would show the place of origin of most of the murders committed in the United States. I like the sentence, crime in America is largely of alien origin. I think of a peaceful place. You have a peaceful place that it's not violent until it's invaded by aliens. Right? Alien. They call it. Have you ever heard of Project Bluebeam? It's like that. They are. It is aliens. They're not from the sky. Do you know what words mean? Do you just hear a word and you assume what it means without any understanding of it? I mean, brothers and sisters, I don't mean to patronize you, but I'm just thinking about whenever I didn't realize that just an alien is an outsider, and I thought it was somebody who came from a billion miles away for no good reason but to destroy us. I don't know. The Dearborn Independent renews its protest against the outrage of charging increased criminality to the American people. It urges publicists of every degree to abandon their fears and announce the racial quality of crime in this country. Only in such facing of facts can the finding of remedies be made. I don't agree. I don't agree with this article. Put on my Nazarite cap. This article is wrong, brothers and sisters. Even if it is correct that crime is largely alien in origin, by addressing it this way, by framing it in such a way that you appear, speaking to the author now, I hope he's watching, you appear to be guiding your audience into discriminating against foreigners who are innocent on account of foreigners who are criminals. It just doesn't work like that. Just like he can't.
He's a Hitler. Saddam Hussein is a Hitler. What does that make you, Goebbels? Quit arming him. He's a Hitler. He was your friend last week. He's a Hitler now. Trying to motivate people, you know? It's unbelievable how they got him. People were just like, he's a Hitler. Yeah, Bush. Get it real, man. You like dogs, don't you?
Yeah, we love dogs.
Well, we have an intelligence report that says here Saddam Hussein likes to fuck dogs in the ass and then take their spine out and use it as a toothpick.
You're shitting me. Let's go kill this guy. I had no idea he was that much of a maniac. This is for Rover.
That's what intelligence reports say. He's a Hitler. He fucks dogs. I don't know. You sure that's true? You like kittens?
I like kittens. You're cute.
He boils them and eats them.
Fucker. This is for Fluffy.
Say anything they want, you see, and you'll follow them, because we are the docile masses. We're the puppet people. Oh, put it on our TV, it's true. Put it on our TV, it's true. We're the puppet people. Hey, guide us, you fucking scum. Hey, we're the puppet people. And we are.